You know, guys, the way the ANC continues to gaslight the people of this country, at this point, I am 100% convinced that the ANC believes that the people of this country are stupid. This is what the ANC thinks. The ANC believes the people of this country are stupid and the people of this country cannot see what is happening right in front of their faces. So guys, we are back to the issue of the spaza shops. You know that recently we covered a lot when it comes to this issue of the spaza shops. And I must say, till today, I cannot get over that statement that Ramaphosa made. You remember Ramaphosa coming out to say that we have done our investigations and our investigations are showing us that these people that are operating illegal spaza shops do not have any intentions to kill the children of this country. They do not have any intentions to kill the people of this country, despite these people actually selling contaminated food to the masses of this country, despite the warehouses being found all over the country full of expired food, full of contaminated food. The president of the country went out to say that these people have your best interest at heart. That is one statement I cannot get over. I honestly cannot get over that statement. So we have also covered the ANC members going to the families of these people. We have also covered some of the councillors of the ANC actually blaming the people for why these illegal spaza shops are actually operating in their townships. These people are not saying anything about the fact that the ANC government is the one that actually allowed the people to get into the country illegally and to operate the spaza shops illegally. So we saw the councillors. I remember that story that we did. I think it was in Deep Sloot, when that councillor basically accused or laid the blame on the people instead of actually saying that this is the fault of the ANC. So now the ANC comes out to say that we are calling for a legislation to prevent foreign nationals from owning spaza shops in South Africa. The same ANC that actually allowed the people to get into the country illegally, the same ANC that actually could see people operating spaza shops illegally in this country and doing absolutely nothing about it. Today, they are coming out to say that we are calling for a legislation to actually prevent foreign nationals from owning spaza shops in this country, man. It is too late. It is too late. These spaza shops, they are many. These spaza shops, even if this was the goal of the ANC to actually eradicate these people from owning the spaza shops in this country, it is too little too late. Because the ANC could have actually done something. The ANC should have actually never allowed these people to get into the country illegally, to operate the spaza shops illegally. It is not like the ANC was not aware that these people are operating spaza shops in the country. It is not like the ANC was not aware that these spaza shops that are actually killing the children are operated by these people that we have allowed to come into the country. The ANC is only now starting to act like, okay, we are trying to do something about these people, now that they are calls of people saying that our children are dying after eating the food that they bought from these illegal spaza shops. Now the ANC is pretending like, no, we have to do something about it. We have to call for a legislation so that these people cannot own spaza shops in this country. That's why I am sitting here and I'm thinking, the ANC honestly believes that the people of this country are stupid. They believe that you are stupid. You as a taxpayer, they believe that they are much smarter than you and you are stupid. They believe that you cannot see anything. The mothers of the children who have actually died, the ANC believes that those people cannot see what is happening actually right in front of their faces. That's how the ANC thinks about the people of this country.
Newsfeed PM, we turn to this now. The ANC is calling for a review of the country's legislation in a bid to prevent foreign nationals from owning spaza shops. According to the party's Secretary General Fikile Mbalula, ANC government officials are already hard at work drafting such policy changes. News of Africa's Junior Kumalo has that story for us.
Should the ANC have its way, spaza shops and other small businesses would only be owned and operated by South African nationals. This was the announcement made by the party's Secretary General Fikile Mbalula on Friday.
We believe that spaza shops and other small businesses must be preserved for South Africans going forward. We have employed.
I mean, like, if this is what the ANC actually believes, then why did you guys actually allow the people to get into the country illegally? If the ANC believes that the spaza shops and other small businesses are supposed to be owned by South Africans and South Africans only, why did the ANC not do anything when they saw their friends opening spaza shops all over the country? Why? They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. And let's say the cases of children actually dying were not here. Let's say no one was actually talking about the children dying after eating the contaminated food or the snacks laced with poison. Was the ANC actually going to come out to say that we believe that the spaza shops should only be owned by South Africans? And how realistic is that? How realistic is that? We know that these people, most of these people, and they have a lot of money. And we know that the comrades actually have their price. So how is it going to be possible for the ANC to actually turn the situation around? I don't see how the ANC is going to be able to turn the situation around. Maybe other political parties can actually, maybe if the country was actually governed by other political party, it was going to be possible for the things to actually be turned around. But for the ANC, the same corrupt ANC cadres, I honestly don't see how they are going to change things around. I don't. They created this problem. This is one thing that actually makes me mad about Fikile Mbalula standing there and saying that the ANC believes that the spaza shops and other small businesses should be owned by South Africans and South Africans only. Is that you guys are the ones that actually created this problem. You created the problem that we are in today. Just like with other 99 problems that we are facing in the country, the ANC created those problems. So now they're trying to come out and saying that, okay, we created a problem, so let's come out with a solution. And they honestly expect hardworking South Africans to clap hands for them. They expect you as an ordinary South African to actually clap hands for them after they've actually allowed our country to be governed by illegal foreigners. Man, these people created this problem. They created this problem. They did.
I believe that spaza shops and other small businesses must be preserved for South Africans going forward. We have implored in government to work on a policy, a regulation, and also the law of the country to ensure that this is implemented.
Mbalula's call comes amid growing concerns over the number of illegal foreign nationals in the country. The outbreak of a foodborne crisis that has claimed over 20 lives and the growing challenges of illegal miners have brought the issue into the spotlight. Mbalula reiterated that the ANC remains resolute in defending the country's sovereignty.
I mean, that is a joke. That is a joke. Mbalula cannot say that they are serious about actually protecting our sovereignty as a country. That is a joke. We don't have the borders in this country. Like, that is the problem. We don't have the borders in this country. And the ANC was in charge of this country for the past 30 years. And in the past 30 years, we've saw huge numbers of illegal foreigners getting into the country. We saw illegal foreigners actually committing crimes in this country. The type of crimes that these people would normally not commit in their own countries. But in South Africa, most of the illegal foreigners, they are actually bold enough to commit crimes that even South Africans are scared of actually committing. And how can Fikile Mbalula, from the same ANC that actually allowed everything to happen, to come out to say that no, we are serious about actually protecting our sovereignty as this country? This is the kind of gaslighting that I'm actually talking about. This is the kind of gaslighting that I'm talking about. The gaslighting that actually makes you furious listening to what these people are saying. It makes you furious. You get furious. You cannot help it, but actually get furious when you listen to these people saying all of these things. We have actually allowed millions and millions of people to get into the country illegally. Some of these people, they are actually abusing their resources that are paid by hard-working South Africans. We are not saying anything about these people because we don't want to be called xenophobic. But at the same time, we are doing everything in our power to actually protect the sovereignty of this country. This is what the ANC is basically saying to you. This is what the ANC is basically saying to you. The people of this country are more patriotic than the ANC. The people of this country, they don't care about being called xenophobic. I don't care if someone says that, Thomas, you are xenophobic. They've called me xenophobic before, but I don't care. I love South Africa. I don't care about the people that are jumping the borders to get into this country and to commit crimes. And we cannot even say a word because we are scared of being called xenophobic. I don't care. If somebody wants to call me xenophobic, you can call me xenophobic until you die. I don't care. I don't care. But you don't see the same kind of patriotism from the people that are actually governing this country. You don't see these people coming out to say that, no, man, our people are working hard for us to actually have what we have. We already don't have enough in this country, and we cannot allow people to come and actually abuse what our hard-working people are actually providing for us. These people are not saying that. They are not saying that, but they call themselves the leaders of this country. They call themselves the leaders of different political parties, but they cannot come out to actually protect South Africa. They cannot protect South Africa. And now South Africa has to be protected by the likes of us. But we are nothing. We are nothing. Our word means absolutely nothing. But these people want to be viewed as the leaders. They want the people to see them as the leaders of this country, as the protectors of this country. But they cannot protect the same country that is actually providing them with everything. They cannot provide the hard-working South Africans that are actually ensuring that they have salaries. They cannot do that. They cannot do that simply because they don't want to be called xenophobic. They don't want to be called with all sorts of names. So now, the illegal foreigners in the country, they've actually found out a solution that we are going to do all the horrible things in this country. And if these people try to say anything, we are going to call them xenophobic. We are going to call them hateful. And we know that we have the mainstream media that is willing to invite us. And this is another issue that we have to talk about. The mainstream media in this country inviting illegal foreigners to insult South Africans. They know that they have the media. The media is always willing to open arms for them. If anything actually happens, you will see the mainstream media, they will be out there doing interviews with these people, actually giving these people a chance to actually insult the South Africans, the same South Africans that are paying for everything that they have. Then the Fikile Mbalulas of this world are coming out and to say nonsense. This is the kind of a gaslighting that I'm actually talking about. The gaslighting that actually makes you furious.
The outbreak of a foodborne crisis that has claimed over 20 lives and the growing challenges of illegal miners have brought the issue into the spotlight. Mbalula reiterated that the ANC remains resolute in defending the country's sovereignty and uplifting its people.
Uplifting its people. The ANC is resolute about uplifting its people. The same ANC that is allowing South Africans that are born in this country to compete for job opportunities with the people that are coming outside of this country. And they say that they are resolute about uplifting its people. The same ANC that has actually allowed the situation that we are in, where we have millions and millions of people sitting at home unemployed. These people, they say that they are resolute about uplifting your people. How are you resolute about uplifting your own people when 40% of young people in this country are sitting at home doing nothing? Many of those young people actually have degrees, they have diplomas. They are sitting at home with those diplomas. They are depressed with the same diplomas and the same degrees. And the ANC says that we are resolute about uplifting our people. How are you uplifting your people when you are allowing the criminals to slaughter South Africans in their own streets? How are you uplifting your own people when you are actually letting your own children get the worst kind of education system that this whole world has ever seen? And you say that you are uplifting your people. How are you uplifting your people with 30%? Can you uplift your own people with 30%? Young people in this country, they cannot even read or write. Somebody who has finished matric, they cannot read or write. Their 30% mark cannot allow them to actually compete with anybody throughout the world. The kind of education system that is actually teaching our children in this country is turning our children into nonsense. It's turning our children into nonsense. And the same comrades are sending their children overseas to get the best education, while they are allowing your children to get this Njimutera kind of education. And these people are saying they are resolute about uplifting their own people. How can you uplift your own people when 30 years into democracy, children are still dying in the pit toilets? How are you uplifting your own people? How are you uplifting your own people when more companies have actually closed? When more businesses have actually left this country? How are you uplifting your own people when you cannot even keep the lights up and the young people in this country cannot even open their own businesses? But you say that you are resolute about uplifting your own people. How are you uplifting your own people? How are you uplifting your own people? Man, this is madness on overload. This is madness on overload.
He is adamant the crisis can't be addressed by government alone.
The people of South Africa must become the eyes and ears of government to act decisively in relation to this. Some among us in our communities have aided these illegal activities, including in government, by assisting these illegal foreigners to acquire legal status to operate in our country.
How about allowing the same people to get into the country? Don't you see that for some reason he is not saying anything about allowing these people to get into the country? He's only talking about allowing these people to acquire the documents to operate in this country. He's saying nothing about these people getting into the country because he knows for a fact that if he can say anything about allowing these people to get into the country, the blame is going to fall at the door of Luthuli House. He knows for a fact that Luthuli House is the one that is going to be blamed ultimately. But no, let's blame South Africans for actually allowing these people to operate in their own communities. Let's blame South Africans for helping these people to acquire the documents. And let's not say a word. No. Let's not say a word about who actually allowed these people to get into the country. Let's not say a word.
Mbalula also took the opportunity to dismiss calls for a national shutdown, demanding that President Cyril Ramaphosa step down. This public outcry on Ramaphosa came after his recent commitment to strengthen trade ties with Nigeria. He announced that qualifying Nigerian businesses would be granted a 5-year multiple entry visa to simplify trade, an utterance that sparked outrage. Mbalula has since defended Ramaphosa.
Now, for political expediency, this is distorted deliberately in order to give a wrong interpretation.
Mbalula expects the new policy framework on spaza shops and the tightening of border security to be urgently addressed. For Newsroom Africa on Channel 4.
Just imagine, man, in 30 years, they're only talking about strengthening the borders. In 30 years, they're only talking about strengthening the borders in 30 years. They were fine with everything that was happening in the borders for the past 30 years. Now that they don't even have the political power to actually do something about some of these things that they actually talk about, they say, no, let's strengthen our borders. You failed to strengthen the borders when the ANC was governing this country with a majority for the past 30 years. You failed to do all of those things. And now, let's see, you are going to blame other political parties if these things that you are talking about cannot come into reality. You are going to blame other political parties. This is why I say that the ANC honestly believes the people of this country are stupid. The ANC believes the people of this country cannot see what is happening right in front of their faces. This is why they gaslight the people of this country so much, is because it's not like they are doing that because they are trying to be smart. They are doing that because they honestly believe that you, as a South African citizen, you are stupid. Guys, so please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.